Hello and welcome everyone to this third episode of the series named Going Beyond Marksheets. Today we have with us again someone who is the talk of the country, someone who needs no introduction, and that is Arjun Mehra, who secured All India rank first position in the CA intermediate exams held in July 2021. So first of all, Arjun, heartiest congratulations to you for your stupendous feat.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really means a lot.
Welcome to our channel Inside Angle. We are actually pleased to have you today.
Thank you. I'm really excited for this session.
That means a lot to us. So, Arjun, straight away, without going through much ado, jumping to the first question, and that is, how has the last week been for you?
Yeah, the last week it's been pretty happening, if that is like a word, because since the result came, it's just been because you've also received ranks, so you know how your life just like changes after that one moment. So I mean, because I also got a rank in foundation, so I knew us time maybe how the excitement was, but so I was kind of expecting like a good reaction. But what happened after that, it's more like you just go into a shower and then a tsunami hits you. So it's not even comparable. So it was really fun. I got my rank. Obviously, everyone's super excited. Mom, dad, obviously it goes without saying. And that too, AIR one. Nobody expects that, and especially after 2 sleepless nights, because I mean, irrespective of a rank or not, you really want to clear your exams, right? Because the thought of like re-preparing 8 subjects again really scares you to death. So I was just like satisfied कि okay मैं pass हो गया, चलो rank आ गया, okay AIR one हो गया, great. And after that, Jesus, I got bombarded with calls, a lot of them. My number got public. I got a call from a CCM, so that really made me very happy. That was like really, I felt very honored. And after that, obviously, my number got public, and जैसे कहते हैं ना, in a moment shot to fame वाली चीज. So all of a sudden, I was looking at my mark sheet, and then 20 minutes down the line, my mark sheet was being circulated all across the various different kinds of social media. And I was like, okay, that wasn't expecting that to happen. So it was really nice. First 2 days lined up with interviews with my teachers and all obviously really nice because because I took all online classes. So finally getting to have like, that real conversation with your teachers, it really makes you really happy. So yeah, I got a lot of texts over WhatsApp. My WhatsApp got full. My LinkedIn exploded. So really, the feeling, it's overwhelming, but it's not even like an overwhelming feeling. It's something you can't really describe. It's something you're feeling. It's something which is nice. It's not really overwhelming, but it's a weird kind of a feeling which we really need to like make a word for. I'm going to suggest that to Oxford, but it's a really great feeling. So pretty fun, I'd say. Yeah.
So maybe I can go ahead and say that while you are actually feeling on the top of the world and you feel that you actually achieved something, but then at the same time you don't really have too much of time to sink in that feeling or spend time with yourself, right?
Very true. I don't even have time to spend with my own friends, because obviously they have like a huge hand in like helping me stay motivated and stuff throughout. And after like 5 days, I got the time to text them back on WhatsApp, which was kind of bad, obviously. But okay, again, I know they're my friends, so they obviously understand what the thing is. But it really, I was like, okay, this is really fun, but I also want to go out with my friends. I also want to go give them their due parties and stuff. But okay, not really getting the time for that. So a lot of different things happening. So yeah, not coming, and also it's like you come to terms with the fact that you've passed. You never come to terms with the fact that you're AIR one. Like till today, I know that I'm the same person who was like before I got AIR one, and I know that I am AIR one. But like you really don't come to terms with the fact that you're AIR one, right? Because that's a huge feat. A rank in general is a huge feat. So yeah, I mean it's fun. I'll get over it one day.
You will, and I am able to relate to much of it, if not all of it, because while I have been able to sink in the fact that I've secured an all India rank, but then the fact that I've become a chartered accountant, I'm yet to sink in that fact. उसके लिए time ही नहीं मिल पाया. But then obviously, like you said, over a period of time, we'll be sinking the feeling in. But then considering the fact that your schedule has been very busy and you yet to catch up with your friends as well, considering that fact, you still agreed for this interview, it really means a lot to us. It really means a lot to our audience as well. So again, heartfelt gratitude to you, Arjun.
No, it's not. It's not just about that. It's about the fact that even you. I mean, so I have like been in contact with a few of rank holders, right, during this period. But like, I really enjoy doing interviews with all of you because I feel like we can relate to another level because we have gone through certain similar experiences. So that really makes me very happy. So I really don't mind like sparing time for you, people in the same field and all because like it's more like kind of a friendly chat that we guys are having because so much to relate on already, so
Very
connected we feel with each other. So ऐसा कुछ है लगता ही नहीं है.
yes, yes. Thanks a lot. So going ahead to the first question, and that is, did you ever target All India Rank One?
I did. For that matter, I had All India Rank One likha bada bada on one sheet of the paper in my room also. I've always been that kind of a person who wants to perfect. I mean, I am like a perfectionist by nature, which is also can be like a very bad thing, and I know that. But I tend to overdo things a lot because of that. So my goal was I had like a couple of goals which kept me motivated. EIR one was one of them. Getting the highest marks in the history of CA Inter was one of them, and scoring a perfect 800 was one of them, which I want to score in finals as well. Because I've always believed if there are questions which are asked in exams, there are solutions to it. That is the point of giving questions. So if there is a question, so I mean, obviously a lot depends on the checker and the evaluator as well. But the thing is, at least from my side, I want to give a picture perfect paper so that
Correct.
I am happy with myself. Okay, there's nothing in this whole entire world that you could have done more to give to that paper. So that is why All India Rank One, getting like a perfect 800, that was always like one thing. Just go dekh ke I prepared, never felt looking to just pass or just score as exemptions. So I wanted, of course, to get All India Rank One. You never expect these things to happen. It happened. So again, really can't come to terms with it, but I did aim to get rank.
So my takeaway that we can have for our audience is that you can always try and at least target for the best. The results might not be in your hand, but maybe the target pushes you to go for an extra mile or try a little harder.
That's very true because I have like always believed that we can dream big because it's actually pretty cheap to dream. You really don't have to pay anyone anything to dream. So like if you aim for the skies, at least you'll reach a mountain, right? If you aim for getting 800, at least you know that your level of preparation you safely cross the exemption level. If you
Correct.
aim only for passing, then the fact that you'll cross that 40 limit in itself becomes, I mean, it is difficult for you to do that. So, or you should, I personally feel you should always have like stupid high goals.
Very true, very true. But then if I landed at the highest goal, and okay, so moving on to the next question, and that is, how did it all start? How did you choose chartered accountancy as your career option?
That all goes to mom. So mom has been like my biggest support system throughout, like been my friend walking next to me and a rock standing behind me, both of them. So it was basically ninth standard, and mom wanted me to because obviously in 10th, in 11th, you have to choose a stream straight. So mom wanted me to have a clear idea of what I want to do again, so that I could choose the stream which makes like sense and not just go for science. Mom never imposed anything on me. So entire ninth, we spent giving all kinds of these aptitude tests on what streams you can go for. When we decided on to commerce, what are the different careers which I can get in commerce, and CA became like kind of you know my passion together with enough money in the profession. It just mixed pretty well together, and I just instantly connected. And for some reason, from that day in ninth till today, I have never thought of doing anything else. So it has just been since then all my efforts have been directed towards becoming a CA. So that is how it started, and this is how it's continuing to now.
Great, great. It is great to hear that. Also, after the school days and maybe after the C foundation where you actually got a rank as well. So when you actually finally came to C intermediate, this happened with me when I came to intermediate and when I got the modules delivered at home, I could see the huge pile of modules. I guess it was 24. The number was 24 at that point of time. I ain't sure what it is today. But then seeing the huge pile of books, I used to wonder, yaar, itna sara main kaise padunga? Because never in the life you would have studied so many books at once for the same exam. So what was the thought process that was going in your mind when you saw that huge pile of books? What is it that you thought?
I took a very smart call by not ordering the books only till December. I took all my faculties, एक करके I took the subjects. I first completed the faculties. चलो मेरा अब एक बार पूरा syllabus हो गया. उसके बाद I saw इतना लंबा pile of books. मैं like, अरे ये तो हो गया है. Don't worry, you'll be able to manage it. So I never looked at the books at once, and I'm very glad about that because there are a lot of books. Very true. Thank God, never really counted it, which I regret doing now because even I should have that number. Might do that later. Yeah. So
You have a picture with the books.
I did when my inter exams got over. So I have like a shelf here for all my books, and I have my study table, so there's space for books. So I don't know why I'm a weird guy. So when my inter exams got over, I stacked all my books on that shelf and held all the ICM modules like this and took a photo. I mean, and that photo makes me really happy for some reason. So there were a lot of books for sure. I know that. Yeah.
Very true, very true. And even I wanted to make a pile of all the CFI books and finally see कि मेरी height ज़्यादा है कि books की height ज़्यादा है.
Yeah, that is very true. That happens. I mean, even right now, since I've like packed up all my books, I have four like those standard cartons, cardboard wale.
Yeah.
Four of them in a suitcase full. Three of them in a suitcase full. Even my parents are like, "Are these all books? All your books?" And I'm like, "Yes,
You
not
all
my
studied them.
books. Only intermediate, just intermediate."
Very true.
Yeah,
That
so it's okay. I mean, you've got to study in CA. I mean, that goes without saying. So you have to be ready for all of this.
Yeah, it is a matter of fact. So, like you said, you took the subject-wise lectures and you planned your things. So, can you throw some light on your subject-wise strategy in very brief?
So okay, it was lesser of a subject-wise strategy, more of a theory practical strategy because I pretty much suck at theory because it takes me about like 5 times the time to do theory than it takes me to do practical, and I'm very glad that there's not much theory in finals, which is really hyped me up about finals. So what I did was I knew that I wanted to give both the groups from the very beginning, so I never divided it into group one and group two because group one is definitely more practical, group two is definitely more theory. I mixed up the two because if you see dono groups ka saath mein, the content is almost the same. So I took up one theory, one practical together. If you talk about subject-wise strategy for accounts and advanced accounts, it was very simple. I did my lectures. I was doing my lectures, practiced उस time पे. उसके बाद once that particular chapter got over, I continued because I did two subjects के lectures during the morning only, and then I have the whole day for self study. So then I used to practice वो एक बारी. Then I think I'm not sure, I don't remember. I practiced it once more. Then I started my revision. So practical is very simple. Practice, practice, practice. But really not much to it. And I think this is the same that I did for costing. For tax also I did this. And for FM also I did this. So practical is not really ज़्यादा strategy. You look at the videos and then you practice, practice, practice. Even the same questions you've got to practice a lot of time because variety बहुत ज़्यादा है. It is more about theory for me because very difficult for me to do theory. So I made sure that I did theory in the morning because I used to like wake up early. So I did theory in the morning. So it's basically whenever you're the most productive, you should do the subjects which you hate, and as they say, catch the bull by the horns. Don't delay it baat ke liye, pehle hi khatam kar. So I used to learn. I used to learn because it's very important. Conceptual clarity, to you can't clear your CA without that. But you've also got to use those technical words. But especially in subjects like audit, if you don't use technical words, the quality really does not show. There are so many videos online which say in law you should. It's okay if you don't remember section numbers. Tax, it's okay. I mean, it must be okay, but if you write them, you do get those extra brownie points. The
Yes,
examiner
yes.
gets to know. You might not have extra marks for them, but एक examiner to just understands you by that one particular paper, right? So the examiner will know, okay, if you're starting with the particular section, your thought process is bilkul clear. So you will write exactly point to point. So in law, again, I would personally say I enjoyed learning sections. I mean, I used to have this fun activity where I used to take one number and different acts. I used to remember, okay, section 6 is actor concept, actor concept, actor concept. So that used to be fun and stuff. So remember section number, write in law ka format. what presentation is very important in all theory subjects, and it is different for each and every paper for theory. Practical, mein, you have to make scale and pencil say, boxes even in FM. People don't do that. I really think you should because काफी clean हो जाता है. But in theory, it's basically different presentation for paper. In EIS, SM, I filled my paper with charts. In audit, it was a direct answer which I used to write. In law, it was section number first, going by legal position, facts of the case, analysis, conclusion for all case studies. For eco, again, it was more or less direct writing the answers as it is. So yeah, so strategy wise ऐसा नहीं है. Hard work तो है, right? So and हर बंदे का अपना खुद का होता है. I used to study all my practical here in this room. I used to study my entire theory in the balcony because I wanted open skies. So everyone in my entire colony used to consider me to be crazy because dates are at 3 in the morning. I was out taking my books. I have this. I don't know whether I have this right now. This lamp, you know, the lamp which you get, just go up, clip on to the books.
Yes,
So it
yes.
was dark. I couldn't study, so I had that clipped on lamp जिसके साथ मैं तो गोल गोल घूम के तेज तेज पढ़ रहा हूँ. That is how I did my theory for 1.5 years. And people really used to keep looking at me, and I was like, look at me. I mean, I am the famous guy here. Everyone knows me in the college because I kept studying the whole day. And so for theory, you have the subjects which are unique for you have to give in. I was out at 3 in the morning in Delhi ki sardi wale din. I was wearing a monkey cap with I don't know what goggles and gloves I was wearing with my hoodie. I used to look like an entire person who's broken into someone's house, and I was studying in all the fog. My books were drenched when I was studying outside in the rain. I became black when I was studying out in the sun. So like all those sacrifices you've got to make. But the thing is about a study plan, it's really personal. And you've got to spend that time with the subject for you to actually understand. It was more of trial and error for me. It never worked out first, but as you get to know what works for a particular subject.
So one thing you very rightly said is that everyone has his or her own strategy, and every person is unique. It's just that you need to know what works out for you, and what works for you might not work for someone else. What work for maybe Arjun might not work for our viewers. So you have to know
Exactly.
yourself.
Knowing yourself for this course is very important because you tend to lose
Correct.
yourself while you're doing this course.
Very true. Very true. So Arjun, like you said, you are a morning person, right? So there are two kinds of people: morning people, night people. So, like you said, you are a morning person. So, would you think the audience should become? I mean, would you suggest the audience to go for the morning person kind of thing, or the night person kind of thing?
I am a morning person because I heard one of my teachers in foundation say that 4 to 8 ka time is golden hours, and whatever you do in that, it's a very pious time. So I woke up at 3 for 1.5 years. So because I did not even want to wake up at 4, I wanted to wake up at 3 so that 4 I start. And it works. 4 to 8 wala time, whatever you do at 8:15 as fresh as you woke up, if not even more. So that is there. So I am that kind of person. But again, I don't suggest anyone to be that. Why? AIR1, me, AIR2, AIR4. Mahin and Madhav. We're from the same class of the same college. We're all friends, and we're very close friends.
Who is it?
Yeah, so we're all in Venki. We're all in Sri Venkateswara College. You same class. And Madhav and I, for that matter, we're very, very close friends. And Mahin, Madhav, and I, we're in the same class. So we're like all chilling with each other. So we were all very happy that all of us got ranks and all of us got top five.
Oh, that is nice. Had I known this before, we would have invited the other two as well. So we could have had a round table discussion.
Of course, I'm sure they'll be up for
It's
it.
it's great.
So Mahin, AIR2, is a night person. She used to sleep when I used to wake up. So it's very evident there is no set pattern.
So again, over here, we come to the same conclusion that you need to know what is best for you. You don't simply become a morning person because Arjun did that, or you don't simply become a night person because the AIR2 did that. You won't do
Isn't
that.
it?
And second thing, I think I have
Yeah,
one.
go on.
Yes, yes. I have one more takeaway from what you said, Arjun, is like you said you all were already friends. So I think a good company also matters a lot in the preparation time. I don't know how much you guys were connected, but then I can speak from my experience for sure. I had a good group of friends and we were all connected during our preparation time. We used to ask each other doubts whenever one of us used to feel low, the others used to pick him or her up. In particularly, CA course where you have to ultimately sit in the house and study for 6 to 8 months or 3 to 8 months for inter, it becomes difficult. So you need that support of a good company, and that's when a good company particularly comes handy. And that's why I
Very
feel
true.
it is very true.
Very true.
Yes, Arjun, you had anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, coming back to your question on whether you should be a morning or a night person, what I would suggest is to increase your study hours, either in the morning or in the evening. But don't just not be any kind of a person. Don't wake up around say during the day and sleep at night, because that little sleep is very important. Nobody's taking that away, but that little compromise has to be made. You have to elongate your hours. चाहे उसे थोड़ा थोड़ा सुबह थोड़ा थोड़ा रात को कर लो, but those hours have to increase for sure.
Getting it. So, Arjun, how much do you think the choice of a faculty matters in C intermediate?
Um, if I were to say my rank, because someone asked me this kind of a question, so what I thought was it's basically a mix of the faculties, my efforts, and my support in my friends and family. It is all a mixture of that. You really can't like say कौन ज़्यादा important or कम important है. Faculties का obviously it's very important, because for me personally, I refer to their books first. I studied and made my concepts
Hmm.
from their books. From ICM module, I just did the questions, which were, I don't suggest anyone going without the ICI module. I mean, that has to be done. There are still people who ask me, ki, where are we going wrong? And I ask them whether they've done ICI modules. They're like, no. And I'm like, that is exactly where you're going wrong. If you're sitting for an institute's paper, that institute has given you a question back in form of modules, and you're not doing them, what are you wanting to do? So ICI modules are very important. But the thing with ICI modules, what I personally felt was that the level keeps increasing in blocks. What the faculty's key books is, they keep adding the questions, so the level increases in a gradient. So it's easier for you to grasp the concepts. So for me, mom chose all my teachers. Mom is, again, she's been like very engaged in me. So I gave this work to her. All my she does all my R&D. So I was not having time because of college. So she basically sat and like researched about her teachers and all. कौन से हैं, because she knows the kind of person I am. She basically looked at a couple of lectures. She thought, okay, इनके साथ I'll be more comfortable. उन्हें कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा था, but she'll understand like the kind of teacher they are. So faculty for me makes a lot of difference. And they're pretty expensive, I do agree. But if you have the financial resources, I would say go for them, because a good faculty is a good investment for sure.
So, taking it ahead, can you give us the name of the faculties you took the lectures from? Because this is a
So
common question. Although I know that at the end of the day, the choice again differs from person to person, but then this is a common question that you would have been asked till now.
a lot of people ask this question. So for accounts, I took Parveen Jindal sir. For law, I took Manish Bhandari sir. Costing, I took Purushottam sir. In taxation, for income tax, I took Bhagat Purana sir, BB sir. For GST, I took Rajkumar sir. For advanced accounts, again, Parveen Jindal sir. Audit, Harsha Jaju sir. EISSM Swatni sir. FME ko Aditya Chand sir. So I took these faculties, but I would again reinforce the fact self-study is the most important. Faculties are there as a helping hand, but at the end of the day, you've got to help yourself. If you don't study, really, no faculty, it's not anyone's fault if you're not able to score. You've got to sit properly for long hours and study.
Perfectly said. And again, emphasizing on the fact that these are the faculties whose lectures Arjun took does not mean these are the exact faculties whom you should go for. The choice will differ, and it ultimately comes down to your efforts, your self-study. कितनी भी अच्छी faculty हो, unless and until you burn your midnight oil, I don't think you'll be able to ace the exams. But at the same time, even if the faculty is not as good, but if you are totally dedicated, I think you'll be able to do very well.
For sure.
So Arjun, going for virtual classes in this COVID era, I think even your foundation time there was COVID, or specifically precisely in the intermediate time, though there was COVID time. So wasn't it difficult for you to make friends in the CA course, or asking doubts and all? How you used to manage it, given the fact that it was all virtual? Didn't it become frustrating at one point of time? And if it did, then how did you manage?
Okay, so a couple of questions. I'll tell you like a brief first time. Because I did my foundation in November 19, so thankfully no COVID there. And I, from the very beginning, wanted to go for pen drive classes. So even for my foundation, I took online classes just to have the experience of that,
Okay.
because I did not want to waste time in traveling. I did not have the time or the efforts to travel from one place to another, because I also had regular college and there's only enough that I could handle. So in foundation, I found them very, very comfortable. And in inter, it was just an obvious choice. Also because I used to wake up at 3 and I used to do all my lectures in the morning. No, no teacher is going to take classes at 4 o'clock for one Arjun. So I really did not have much of an option with like face-to-face classes. Baki, where doubts are concerned, certain faculties do offer doubt ki समझ जैसे Parveen sir, Purushottam sir, you just text them on their phone, and whenever they get the time, they'll reply. Certain faculties don't. So वो थोड़ा सा तो होता है. It's basically your level of dedication and your truthfulness towards yourself and your course, which is very important, which I knew I had because I instantly connected with the subjects. So I never cheated on myself or the course. So I did not really have problems with, the online classes. Now coming to friends, I kind of became a recluse during my preparations. I was not a social guy at all. Although I was going to college, but then the pandemic hit and all. So I was anyways not like a very going out kind of person. I had uninstalled my Insta before right when my preparation started, and then I'd gone kind of through a low phase at that time. So I uninstalled WhatsApp also. So basically, it was really funny. I was talking to my friends over Gmail, and I was like, "Regards, Arjun Mehra." It used to be very funny. So I was basically more like a recluse throughout my preparation. So that thing of not making friends and all never came because I knew CA is a course which is very serious, and I really did not have time to like fool around there. I wanted to do it in my way, properly, at my speed, everything like that. And again, I told you, right, mom's been a very big support. And for mom and I, we basically, it's more lesser of a mother-son relationship, more of a friends relationship. So whatever communication I wanted, it's very open with her. So it's like, used to go up and chill with her. And in college also, I up to I after once college resumed, I'm like rekindled with a lot of people. But I generally had non-CA friends. I did not have CA friends because those they were my motivation. I used to look up to them and like, अरे यार, कितना कुछ कर पा रहे हैं. They are starting societies. They are doing XYZ internships. They're doing this course, that course. They're heading this core position in their society. They're doing this and that and whatnot. And I was like, अरे यार, I want to do that. With CA students, क्या होता है? You would have experiences. While we're preparing, we're generally very sad people. So when we talk also, it's generally very sad. So I'm really, okay, maybe I can keep my like CA friends for a bit later after the result. So I basically used to spend my time with non-CA people, something I actually recommend because then you also get like an outlook into a world beyond just your books. Because CA वाले भी क्या बात करेंगे, the talk which we have, अरे यार audit में chapter नहीं हुआ, and we start gossiping about audit. So like we really don't have like any real conversations outside the subject, right? The thing with your non-CA friends is that they don't understand how difficult the course is. So there's nobody to provide you that sympathy ki hi bechara. And then you listen to their experiences, you give them yours. So like, your perspective really changes. So because of them, I became super, super active in college once my exams got over. So I never had that thing कि यार मैं classes में नहीं जा रहा, मेरे friends नहीं बन रहे. I was kind of happy कि नहीं बन रहे, चलो ठीक है. अब मैं अकेला काफी हूँ रोने के लिए. I would rather spend time with people who are bubbly and chill and start societies every other day.
Like that perspective.